Hey guys, back with some more recent mail. Received a really nice care package from Just the Bears. Sent a bunch of stacks of different stuff. I have it sorted here by team. So let's start with the Yankees. A lot of cool stuff. A Lou Gehrig insert. Babe Ruth. Starlin Castro. Really like these 2016 bunt cards. Like the design, like the way the logo's in the back. And even 2017 bunt had some nice inserts. Very underrated product. Some Masahiro Tanaka. And the rookie reprint. The Burger's Best. Regular tops from 2017. Nate Eovaldi, who pitched against the Yankees recently, now playing for the Tampa Bay Rays. Nice one there, Comeback Kids with A-Rod and Teixeira. Chris Young, who played, I think, 2 years with the Yankees and was also here 1 year with the Mets. But Yankees used him kind of as a specialist against left-handed pitching. Used to crush left-handed pitching. Did a really good job in that role. Billy Butler, who was here for just like a dozen games or so. Couple Brian McCanns. Jacoby Ellsbury, had kind of forgotten about him. Wondering, is he ever coming back? Haven't even heard anybody talking about him. It's kind of like they just deleted him from everybody's memory. Rob Refsnyder, rookie. I think he's with Oakland now, or I think he might actually be with Tampa Bay too. He's been bouncing around about 3 or 4 different teams the past few years. Greg Bird, rookie. Good to see him back, even though he hasn't really caught fire yet the way he can. Here's the other first baseman. He was the first baseman for the first half of the season. Did a pretty good job. Nice gallery there. I've mentioned before, some of those sketches can be kind of weird looking, but that one's actually pretty cool. Tyler Wade and Garrett Cooper. Tyler Wade's another guy that I kind of forgot about. Didn't even notice when they sent him down. A lot of people had some high expectations for him this year, but I always felt he's just going to be kind of a utility player. Not that that's a bad thing. I think he could be a pretty decent utility player, but obviously not what other people think of him. I remember last year some of his Bowman Chrome autographs going for like $50, which I thought was kind of ridiculous. Nice sunny gray there. Really love this heritage stuff. And check it out. Coming for Egg. Betances Dances Pantsless. He's been pitching well, which is good to see. I was starting to worry about him a bit the past few years. And some people are worrying about this guy. His batting average has been down this year, and his defense is very inconsistent. Nice Judge. Always cool to get some Judge. And the fortune teller insert. And Didi Gregorius, he's another guy who's kind of been struggling with the batting average this year, but starting to heat up a bit. Some people are just kind of panicking really quick on some of these guys. There's still like over half a season left. They always panic with this guy too, Stanton, every time he has an 0 for 4 or something, but again, I think his numbers will be there eventually. He has the track record. Nice Bernie here. Not sure if I have this one. There's a lot of Bernie Williams cards that I do have, but I don't have a lot of the stuff they've been releasing the past few years. Most of the cards I have of him are from his playing days. But yeah, nice stack of Yankees there. Let's move on to some Mets. Alright, I paused for a moment to make sure I don't run out of space on this video, but continuing on with some Mets. We got Jose Reyes and Cliff Floyd. And thanks again for all this stuff, Robert. You know I love this kind of stuff, going through these lots and then putting these into the many binders. And any doubles I'll pass along. Obviously, I know a lot of fans of both of these teams. Nice Tom Seaver there and Nolan Ryan. Two great pitchers. It is cool, kind of like the old Garbage Pail Kid cards. Topps wacky packages. And I mentioned, is Ellsbury ever coming back? I'm wondering the same thing about this guy, David Wright. He's missed like entire seasons. I think it's like 2 years in a row that he didn't even play a game. So gonna be interesting to see if he ever plays again. Still on the payroll for that big contract. Got a bunch of Noah Syndergaard here. There's a variation, I think. Yeah, I don't know a lot about these different Gypsy Queen variations. I never really looked that kind of stuff up. If they look different, I just put them all into the binders, and that's that. You got Thor and the Dark Knight. The Dark Knight is gone now. Went to Cincinnati, which was kind of odd. Did not think he'd end up over there. Another Syndergaard. Another decent looking gallery sketch there. And DeGrom, the other great pitcher for the Mets. There's been rumors that they might trade one of those guys, but I doubt it. I think they should just continue building around both of those guys. Another nice bunt card. And again, another decent gallery sketch. Here's another pitcher that they've had past few years, Seth Lugo. Pitched for Puerto Rico in the WBC. Pitched really well against the Yankees too recently. Been wanting to get an auto of him. I know he has a few of them out there. They aren't too expensive. Steven Matz, he's been kind of inconsistent. Familia, I'm thinking this might be his final year here. Travis d'Arnaud is one of those guys that's always injured. I don't think he's played like one full season yet. Always ends up on the DL. We got Gabriel Wainoa, kind of a spot starter type. Matt Reynolds, I don't think he's here anymore. Kind of utility guy. This guy I really like, Brandon Nimmo. Plays with a lot of energy, and I think he could be one of the guys they could also build around. Have a really nice card of him on the way. Some more of the young Mets. Dominic Smith, rookie. I think all these guys should play more. Ahmed Rosario, he's been playing this year. But yeah, I think the Mets should get rid of some of these veteran guys they have and just play these younger guys. This guy I don't really know anything about. Jordan Humphreys. Got the regular and the chrome. Juan Lagares. Conforto, rookie. He's kind of very inconsistent player too, but I think they should keep him. I think he still has a lot of upside. This guy, I think they should probably try to move. Cespedes. Great power hitter, but inconsistent. Gets injured quite a bit. Doesn't always put out the maximum effort. Moving along with some Giants now. Got an Eli Playoff. And these are interesting here. He put some smiley faces on these, and at first I thought it was because he likes the Donruss Classics cards. Specifically Donruss Classics, not Panini Classics. But then I noticed these actually all have the wrong names on them. See, this one says Byron Leftwich, but it's Eli Manning. This one says Reggie Wayne, but that's obviously not Reggie Wayne, it's Jeremy Shockey. And on this one it says Peyton Manning, but that's Plaxico Burress. So very cool. I've mentioned before, I always love finding stuff like that. So I really like that. A couple more Giants here. Nice Shockey, standing O. One of the many products Upper Deck was putting out. Fleer was putting out a lot of products too during that time. They had this inscribed product, which I actually kind of liked back then. Those white borders. And a Shockey from 03 Topps. Back to some more baseball now. Really nice Ivan Rodriguez. Did not have that one. That's actually from the 03 World Series. And that was the year the Marlins beat the Yankees in the World Series. Here's another member of that 03 Marlins team, Miguel Cabrera. Looking very young and trim right there. Actually just heard he's going to miss the rest of the season or most of the season. And these are very cool here. I have a few of these. I remember pulling some of these back in '98. They had the Roberto Clemente reprints in that year. Can't remember exactly which ones I have, but they were all really cool. Got another one there. I remember they had the chrome versions too. This kind of a tribute type card. Here's one of the chrome ones, or finest. I actually pulled the refractor version of this same one back then. I remember a lot of people were trying to get me to trade it to them. My uncle specifically, he tried really hard to get me to trade that to him, but I just couldn't do it. Still have that card to this day. Gotta show those along with the rest of my Clementes. There's another awesome one here. This was the base design from that year, but this one has the Tampa Bay Rays stamp. I think this is from the factory sets they had. They had one for the Rays and one for the Diamondbacks, because that was the first year for both of those franchises. So that's pretty cool. I never had one of those. Not sure how rare they are, but again, it's my first time getting one of those with that stamp on it. Finishing off with some basketball cards that he threw in here. Said I could find these at home, but honestly, some of these are gonna find a home right here. Like this one, it's a insert with D Wade and Alonzo Mourning and Shaq. I have both Alonzo and Shaq in a binder, so I'll put that in there. Nothing against D Wade, I just don't have enough cards of him to put him into a binder. And here's a guy that I saw pop up in a lot of people's packs this year. Bam Adebayo. Seems like every year there's at least one of those guys that you see pop up in everyone's breaks. There's a really nice select Russell Westbrook. Might put some of his cards in a binder eventually. When it comes to these current guys, I just don't have enough cards of them to put into a binder because I don't buy a whole lot of products. And last card here is a really nice card. I actually remember seeing him get this in a Snodzilla break. Really nice auto of Udonis Haslem from Spectra, but it's from that repackaged product, the Panini Replay. But yeah, very underrated player. He played on the Heat championship teams. First, he was on that first championship team with Shaq and D Wade and some of the other stars they had on there. Then he was on the other two championship teams with LeBron and D Wade and Bosh and those guys. So needless to say, he was really overshadowed by those guys, but he always kind of reminded me of Charles Oakley a bit. He did the dirty work in the paint on offense and defense. Had a nice little 10 to 12 foot jump shot. So very good player. Like I said, very underrated. But yeah, big time thank you to Just the Bears. He's definitely one of the true good guys here in the community. Kind of underappreciated in his own right. So I guess you could say he's the Udonis Haslem of the YouTube card community. But hopefully some of you who are not yet subbed to him will give his channel a look. He's as real as it gets and always very entertaining. I always love listening to his different opinions on things. But yeah, this is going to be a very long video when I piece all these clips together, so I'll wrap it up here. Thanks again, Robert, and I'll talk to you all again next time.